Hi everybody, welcome to our weekly videos of Love Life, Love You, bringing information, tools, techniques and helping people to love the life they live and be the best version of themselves. You may have seen things like this recently because I've been posting this quite a bit. It's Dr. Daniel Nightingale. There it is. You may have seen this, it might look familiar to you. This is a chap called Dr. Daniel Nightingale, who's originally from the UK and he's living in the States in a place called near Buffalo. Back in the 90s, Dr. Dan was in forensics, in medical forensics. So Dan was sort of ordered to go to a nursing home to cover for somebody because numbers were down in staff. What he got to see was how people who were living with dementia were being treated at the time. Now I know things have come on a long way since then, but that was a trigger for Dan to become passionate about making a difference to people living with dementia. So Dan went on a bit of a quest. He was training as a doctor and really started to focus on a year-long project of using psychosis pills, talk therapy and hypnotherapy. And what they found was they started to see some difference in the cognition and the way people were living with dementia through using hypnotherapy. They left the study for a year and then returned back to the various people that had been part of their studies. And they found that people with the psychosis pills had got worse, the people with talk therapy got worse, the people with hypnotherapy had maintained a level and hadn't deteriorated as much. So they found that it was making a difference. So Dan has continued with this work for the rest of his time, and he's out in the States promoting this exact work now, this type of work with hypnotherapy and working with people to live better with dementia. So we've got a great opportunity, and Dan is coming over to Wales in July, actually July 1st, 2nd and 3rd. On the 1st and 2nd, Dan is doing a course for hypnotherapists who would like to help people to live better with dementia through the vehicle of hypnosis. On the 3rd day, it's a day for the caregivers, and that's anybody who's caring for somebody living with dementia. And that's at home, in a nursing home, at a hospital, it doesn't matter where they are. You can learn skills and techniques from Dan on the 3rd of July in the Coed y Mwster in Bridgend, and it's an all-day course and it's £35. You'll have the skills to take away and immediately start to use the skills with the people that you're caring for. So how can Dr. Daniel Nightingale help and the work that he does? Well, we know that we've learned that people who are living with dementia become afraid. They become afraid of things that once weren't a bother to them, project much bigger problems. And confidence is another big thing for people living with dementia. They lose their confidence. So what Dan does is helps people to get a little bit more confidence back and let go of some of the fears and just make their way through day-to-day activities that have become a problem, but now can become a little bit easier for them. And that's what I'm talking about with people living better with dementia. So it's just helping them just to be more relaxed so the fear can go. They're no different in a sense to people who are walking around in everyday life with fears. It's just that because they've got a cognitive dysfunction of some kind, then their fears are more exacerbated and they're probably standing out more for them. And you'll get a better understanding with My Dreams of Being program because it's done with a view from the person living with dementia. So we get a better understanding of how they are seeing the world, how they are feeling the world, and what's going on for them on a day-to-day basis. And that helps people to support them in different ways so that their lives become a little bit more enjoyable more bearable day to day. Many people have seen people going through the whole process and passing with a form of dementia, and it's really not a nice thing to see. It's not a nice thing to experience for the people who are caring for them, and it's definitely not a nice thing for the person who's living with the problem. So if Dan's teachings can help somebody live that little bit better with dementia, then I think it's a great thing. If you can make one slight bit of difference to somebody who's living with dementia, then for me it's a success. So if anybody out there is looking after somebody and caring for somebody living with dementia, please take this opportunity. Go to www.lovelifeloveyou.co.uk. You'll find information about all the courses that we are running, the courses with Dan on dementia. And if you go to the shop, you're able to get tickets for the day. Hypnotherapists, you can get your course sorted out for the 2 days. That's the 1st and the 2nd of July. Anybody who's caring for somebody with dementia, you can also purchase a ticket to come along to the day. We have sold quite a few. They are limited, so I suggest you just get on it and go to the shop, www.lovelifeloveyou.co.uk. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to meeting many of you on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of July in the Coed y Muster in Bridgend, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video.